I wonder if I should change it to spotlight.
I'm not sure.
Let me try that real quick.
Here's my view up here. Let me see here.
Spotlight.
Yeah, so if I go to gallery, but now I see everybody, which is also good. Okay.
All right. So we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome, everybody. We
Welcome.
have a fun thing planned for you guys today.
Yes, we do. So if you're here, you're in for that. A lot more sort of participation on your part than we really prepared you for. So that's always a good time. And everyone always loves that so much. So we're happy to be here with all of you. Um, and our little sort of pop-up addition masterclass to the Aligning to the Bounty of the Universe 2-day masterclass that we did just last week. So here we are again, gathering in the same sort of energy of those 2 days. And we're going to be working within the container even that we set up during those 2 days together on day one. So welcome in one and all to this pop-up edition here. Another chance for us all to connect, for all of you to experience the magic of Sacred Light technologies. We even have a couple of brand new technologies that literally have just really come in, and we're going to share about those today, and we're going to work with them even today. So um, we'll be continuing sort of in that same vein of as far as what we're doing together for the healing work, how we're utilizing these technologies as we did in day one, working on clearing out those survival patterns, those connected emotions of like fear and stress and overwhelm, over responsibility, which so many of you have written into us and told us um, some pretty profound effects that the healing on that day provided for you. So that's been really fun to see and hear from those of you that have been sharing. And then on day two, we aligned our energy systems to the frequencies of bounty, of joy, and divine creation. Really, really powerful. And even though that one was about like really like anchoring into those frequencies, to do that, we still often have to kind of sink deeper into the clearing work that we may need to anchor those frequencies. So even though that day two is like, really focused on those beautiful, powerful creation and bounty frequencies, you're definitely also clearing some really important things on that day too as well, where you need it. So these 2 days were transformational, and that field that we opened together is still alive, and we're continuing to work in that energy today. So this is a really perfect opportunity for those of you who are actively seeking healing and high level energetic support. We've got that for you right here. Or those of you that are looking for powerful tools and training to support yourself and others in new ways, or to expand what you do as healers already, or to jump into healing if that's a new path that you're finding yourself drawn to. Or if you're simply just feeling that pull to be with us here in this energy, right? To receive, to connect, and explore what's possible. So, we are going to talk a little bit about the upcoming courses that we have. And I'm going to let Alicia jump in here also. And then we're going to get into the kind of the experience that we have planned for you today.
Yeah. So if you have been with us for the past couple of months, we've been talking about Mount Shasta. We're hosting a in-person retreat there. Very excited about that. And while we're there, we're also teaching Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light, level 1 and level 2. We haven't had the opportunity to teach level 1 for a couple of years. So we're really excited to be bringing in, we're always growing and expanding, and the technologies are always growing and expanding, and our relationship with and understanding of them is always expanding. So every time we teach, it's like a brand new energy. And we're teaching from Shasta. We actually have a handful of people that are be joining us live there. We rented a beautiful house that we had rented for one of our retreats a few years ago, and we're going to be teaching live from there, from Mount Shasta. I believe it will even have the mountain in the background in our view of us. So you'll be able to, those of you who are joining us for level one, you're going to really be able to connect to the energy of Shasta. So that's happening the 18th and 19th. Level one is your entry point. If you haven't joined us for Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light before, you need to come through level one before you come through level two. And if level one has, we say 20, but I was counting them earlier today, and I think it's 21 actually, technologies that we pass on in that class. We have been teaching Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light level one since 2018. We started with 9 technologies. It's grown and expanded. It's more than doubled in size over the last, what is that, 7 years now?
Goodness.
But it's the same price. I believe it's the same price it was in 2018, if not very close to the same price. So it's a really, really good investment in yourself. It's $16.97 for that class. We have payment plans. We have a 6-month internal payment plan, and then we have longer payment plan options through Klarna, Afterpay, and PayPal. If you choose one of those in checkout. Starting at around $300 a month. I think it's actually lower than that if you use Klarna or Afterpay. And if you haven't taken level one and you just want to dive in to the whole experience, like you're ready for complete overhaul of your entire life and the lives of those around you, if you use these tools with others, we have a really excellent bundle of level 1 and 2. You can save over $1,300, and that is $28.97 for both classes. Level 2 includes over 28 technologies, and we say over because they keep streaming in. In fact, we each received a new technology this morning when working with private clients. We talked after we were done with our client sessions, and I was like, I received a new technology, and I'm like, I received a new technology too. And this is what happens when we get closer to class. Like things, the more we're in that energy, the more we're receiving. So I think that puts us at 29 now in level 2.
I think so.
29, maybe 30.
Could be 30. We'll have to count those. We didn't have time to really take full stock of that before jumping in here today with those 2 new tools. But also, and just to reiterate too, that we're teaching Co-Creating Miracles live at Shasta. We do have a handful joining us, but the doors are open to join us virtually, right? That live streaming option to join us as we teach that live in that energy of Shasta.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to for both of these classes is the virtual experience.
Yes. And so the bundle is such a good value. You know, we do that intentionally. We know that these courses are an investment. We know they're more than worth the investment, but we know they are still an investment. And for some, that's trickier than others, right? Depending on where you live in the world, the exchange rates. I mean, there's a lot that's going on. So that's one of the ways that we help people kind of have that full set of training and tools and the opportunity to participate live in all of that and give you a little break there. I guess it's a pretty good break actually. So that still might not put it in the realm of possibility for everyone, but if you're feeling drawn, you're feeling called, these courses will seriously, they're so transformational. They're going to change you on a really deep core level just by coming through them, let alone what you can do for others when you're done.
Yeah. When you're
So,
attuned to these technologies, they become part of who you are. And they're not just working for you when you intentionally, consciously activate them, although they do. And you can really bring in your full intentions with that, but they're working for you all the time when they become a part of you.
yeah.
So they're
So
different from anything else that we do.
let's talk about just that just for a second, because what does that mean? And I think we can just take a couple of the technologies to use as examples. So a few, like some of our favorites is sacred light, as far as like the incredible frequencies that they anchor into your system. um, Sacred light, joy of life, sacred light, unbounded love of heaven, sacred light, bounty of the universe. We can just take those three and just look at those. Once you're attuned to those, they are now living in your energy field. They're able to anchor into your being in a way that isn't quite possible without the attunement. Even when we work with them as healers and um, work with them, the different tasks that they perform, and we create tangible results for all kinds of people with all kinds of issues all the time. But there is something um, really relevant to talk about in how you become that transmission or that transmitter of the frequencies of these technologies when you're attuned to them and they are kind of embedded in your energy systems, as Alicia was talking about. So talk about upping your magnetic sort of force to those types of frequencies. Um, Creator love, right? That divine love, that highest form of love um, that's represented in sacred light, unbounded love of heaven, or joy, right? That source frequency of joy, and bounty. Right now, we are becoming a magnet to a higher degree of those frequencies so that we can create and attract from those frequencies. So,
And when you activate Sacred Light Magnet with that intention of becoming a magnet to those frequencies, it amplifies it even more.
it,
Um, there's just an unlimited amount of things that we can do with these technologies. So
yeah,
I just also want to mention that if you've already taken level one and you did not join us for the expansion last year, you have the opportunity to come through level two with it's either 29 or 30 technologies and growing. Like we fully expect to receive more as we are leading up to our time in Shasta. That class, you're eligible to just come right into that class. It's $14.97. And if you did join us for the expansion last year, you can come through level two and get all the new technologies. There are 15 new technologies, and again, growing for $744. That includes the retake of level one. And you can find that link in your expansion Kajabi course. Look for the section there that has that link. And if you've only come through level one and you're not able to come to level two, you can join us to retake level one for just $147. All new live teachings, all new attunements, on location in and around Shasta. And the link for that is in your Co-Creating Miracles level one course.
yes,
And before we dive into the healing, which we're going to do in a second, we just want to share a couple of bonuses because we have a brand new bonus that's good for only for 72 hours. So it's good until the end of the day on Sunday, on the August 10th. So those of you who have already signed up, you'll get this bonus as well. And that is, we have taken our Bounty of the Universe master classes that we did last week, day one and day two, and we wrapped those up, all of the healing, all of the work that we did on those calls, and wrap those up into two brand new healing tools. And we're going to attune you to those two tools so that you can run those for yourself and others. Really, really powerful tools. So right now, the working names, these may change. The working names for the first tool is Unwinding the Survival Blueprint. It includes all of the work that we did during the whole masterclass on day one. And the working name for the second tool is You Are Bounty, Abundance, and Divine Creation. And that includes all of the work that we did on day two. So we've wrapped those up. We've created healing tools out of all of that healing work. And we will attune you to those two tools so that you can run them for yourself and other people. So that's for everyone who registers by the end of the day on Sunday, August 10th. And then we have a pay in full bonus, which is a mini practitioner course. We've created 5 sacred healing environments with our technologies and tools for 5 very specific purposes. And it's a class where we will be attuning you to those. We're calling them environments because they're more than technologies, they include tools as well to be able to activate for yourself and others. And that's a pay in full bonus. And that includes if you choose one of the payment plans through Klarna, Afterpay, or PayPal, you still get that bonus. And then a bonus for everyone is all of the 9 recordings from our 9-part series, The Mountain is Calling. So everyone gets that bonus. So those are the bonuses. I put the links in Zoom. We'll send those out in an email with this replay as well. And if you have any questions, just let us know. You can email us at hello@cocreatingmiracle.com.
Perfect. So those bonuses apply to if you're brand new to level 1 and you come in for that class only. You've already have level 1, you come in for the level 2, Co-Creating Miracles brand new level 2, or the bundle. Right? Is there anything else that applies to the bonuses?
If you join us for the expansion class last year and you're coming in to level 2 for 744, we are giving you that bonus too.
Yeah, what a deal. That is so good. So, what else we're doing here today, one of the reasons that we have you here with us is we want to really show you and let you experience how these technologies work with other tools. Like so many of you here are practitioners of our other sacred light courses or energetic allergy healing courses or sacred soul alignment or sacred soul symbols, right? So or other modalities that you may have other healing tools and techniques that you use also. The technologies partner and work so perfectly with all the things, all of the things. So we're going to be showing you how that happens and let you have that experience today.
Yeah, so we thought it would be fun if we kind of did a sort of a hot seat type of opportunity. So what that means is we're going to invite you, especially those of you who are here on Zoom. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see the comments on YouTube or Facebook, but if you're here on Zoom, we're going to invite you to share something that you're struggling with, whether it's an emotion or a pattern that you're struggling with. And we're going to tune in together and use our technologies and our other tools to support you with that. So go ahead and comment if you have something that you would like support with. And this is a really kind of fun way to showcase the tools and give you guys an opportunity to get some more individualized healing than we normally do on a lot of our master classes where it's pre-planned. This is a way for you guys to get some additional support. So a couple of you guys are commenting finances, obsessing over my ex.
Oh, those are good. So before, as you guys are kind of bringing those in, and obviously we can't work with all of you individually, but we're going to be kind of grabbing some of the themes here collectively, I believe. While those are coming in, let's just share a little bit about those 2 new technologies because we're going to work with those.
Oh, perfect.
today.
Yeah.
We're really excited to play with them in this group container today. So I'll talk about what came in for me this morning, working with actually a fellow practitioner. She's a practitioner of, I think, all of the modalities across the board of energetic allergy healing through sacred soul alignment and sacred light, and including co-creating miracles with sacred light. So I was doing a remote session for her today and working with some symptoms that she was wanting support with. And as I was in the energy and working through the healing that was coming through for her, I saw sacred light fuse, not fuse, excuse me, infuse or infuser. So think about an infuser device, an infusing device. So now kind of equate that to a spiritual technology, right, that performs that infusion type of action in our energy field and in our body. And so I saw that technology and I heard to bring that in and run some other tools through it, into literally into her skin, like the dermal layers of her skin. So um, I ran several tools. I was guided to a couple of those just for example. The first one I heard to do that with was Sacred Light Unconditional Golden Love, which is I believe part of Sacred Light Level 4 practitioner certification. And then I heard to run Sacred Light Yeast, Mold, and Fungus healing through the this new technology, the infuser, right directly into those dermal layers of the skin. And I think there was one or two others too, but those are the two that are standing out to me right now. I don't have those notes directly in front of me, but I was really excited to, you know, have this technology come in. It was very clear that it was a sacred light technology and to begin to work with it. So we'll work with that in some fashion here today. And then Alicia, do you want to share about the other one?
Yeah. So I was again in a private session this morning, and the image that I got was the person I was working with coming out of their old skin, kind of like a snake shedding their skin. And they came out of that, but the old skin was still there and it was like dangling attached to them. And so I just tuned in and I asked, what is optimal to bring in to, you know, to clear this old skin, this old self. And I heard sacred light dissolve. And I'm like, okay, don't we have, like, it seemed like we must have this already, but no, this is new. And so what I saw happening is it's like that old skin was enveloped in like a liquid acid or something, like something that just came in and just completely dissolved it immediately. And she was free from that old skin. So I didn't even bring in any other tools inside that. That was all that was needed for clearing that. So I'm excited to begin working with that. And the first comments that have caught my eyes are a couple of comments that kind of go together. So fear of overwhelm and mood and anxiety. So for anybody that is really experiencing fear, worry, panic, overwhelm, mood issues, mental health issues, emotional health issues. What's coming to me to bring in, and I'm sure Kim will have things to add to this too, but let's activate, let's go ahead and activate Sacred Light Healing Cocoon to really create a container for this. And then I'm going to let's bring in Sacred Light Disconnect, Magnet, and working with the magnet, the Sacred Light Magnet works in two ways. One way is to activate within and to magnetize to you. The other way is to activate without and to pull out. The first way I ever saw this working was to pull out heavy metal, actually, which is why it was like a magnet pulling out heavy metal from the body. So it pulls out unwanted, discordant energies when we activate it this way. Also bringing in Sacred Light Vacuum, Scythe, Transfiguration Device, Excavation Device. Let's bring in the brand new Sacred Light Dissolve. Also activating the Sever symbol, Release symbol. So activating all of those technologies. Are there any other technologies that are coming to your mind?
No, but we have a lot of new ones that we're getting used to
We
working.
do.
um, the other, oh yeah, there it is. The other one that came into my mind is that brand new, was it called the Vault? Is
Oh
the
yeah. So the vault comes, what it does is it's like the first name we had for it, which we changed, was the Black Cosmic Trash Bag. Because it's like it puts everything into this, what looked to me like a trash bag, and like seals it up so it can never return. Basically, it seals it up. So I love that Sacred Light Vault to seal up all of these dense energies.
Good. I'm also seeing our new Sacred Light ultrasonic shield, which
Mm,
kind of
love it.
bounces off things, energies, frequencies, so they can't infiltrate.
Good. So activating all of that. So if you are struggling with dense emotions, just dropping down into your heart and allowing yourself to begin to receive the healing that is coming forward here. The technologies are working. And then let's bring in Sacred Light, anxiety and worry be gone. And then I have a few alignments I want to bring in. You probably have some tools as well. I also want to bring in flush unwanted feelings away, fear, overwhelm, hopelessness, anger and resentment release, and ground yourself and stabilize your emotions. So I'm running all of that, all of those activation, the sacred light activation style tool and the alignments, running all of that through the technologies. So really giving the technologies a specific job and really amplifying the other tools as they run through those technologies. So just allowing yourself to feel that release. You can focus on a specific emotion if you are experiencing, fear or anxiety, um, depression, overwhelm, just focusing on that and just letting it dissolve. Really being aware of how some of these tools are working specifically. The disconnect, sacred light disconnect, and the sever symbol are working to just disconnect you from those emotions. Magnet is pulling them out. Vacuum is vacuuming them out of your whole system. The scythe, if there's anything that it needs really to cut through, it's cutting through. The transfiguration device is going laser focused into, maybe you've got just fear in your heart and your just heart feels heavy or overwhelmed. It's going
Often
directly into
tension,
that.
tension
Yeah.
specifically too. Stiffness, stuckness, right? Where you're feeling stuck, feeling stiff or inflexible, frozen in place are some things that are coming here as well. And I'm also seeing to partner these technologies by bringing with a few healing chambers. So I'm going to bring these in here.
Good.
Divine Love and Light to install, activate, and anchor the emotional recovery chamber. This is Sacred Light healing chamber. And the mental recovery chamber, seeing the trauma recovery chamber. Oh, inflammation chamber. These are amazing technologies in levels 4 and 5 for Sacred Light. We work with them all the time. And I'm seeing to partner those even with a couple of my angel technologies. This is the grounding chamber. And I'm seeing to bring in the reprogramming chamber as well, just to really help with that rewiring or reprogramming where that's happening within you as we work with all of this that's presently happening. So just bringing those in, anchoring those in now, creator change it. Good. And the other thing I'm seeing is a kind of a continuation of what we started in that day one with those survival patterns. It feels very connected to these emotions and to actually a lot of what many of you are sharing here that we haven't said out loud yet. Um, and so let's work with this sacred light. Both of these together. I like this. Okay, sacred light, the two new, dissolve and infuse. I feel like that's
Mm,
work together here. And we're going to run through the infuser, the deep survival and renal reset. So working with your adrenal glands, your whole renal system, that's going to go deeper into clearing out fear and overwhelm and so many of these emotions that we've already talked about that are already clearing, that I'm seeing the dissolve coming in and just helping dissolve away anything kind of in the way of that infusion really coming in. And let's bring that infusion that's infusing that whole packet of that healing tool, which again was called Deep Survival and Renal Reset. It's a Sacred Light Level 5 tool. It's fairly new. And let's let that Sacred Light infuser kind of infuse that directly into the adrenal glands, kidneys. I'm seeing the brain also. That's all I'm seeing for that one. So let's go ahead and anchor all of that in now. Creator JJ.
Good. There's quite a few comments about pain. So I feel like we can work with this collectively and just keep all of these technologies that we have activated, keep those activated, and just bringing in some new tools through those technologies. So I'm just going to read some of the comments about pain so we can just bring that in. Lower left back to hip and tailbone, right shoulder and neck pain, muscle and connective tissue pain. Just reading through some of this. Pain in the hip, lower back and feet, shoulder issues, joint and muscle stiffness, tension, stiffness, and stuckness in the occipital and sacral. Pain and fibromyalgia, wrist, sprained wrist, and back. So anywhere that you're experiencing pain, just placing your attention on that part of your body and using all of the technologies that we have activated. I'm going to bring in my pain relief alignment. This is a combination of a lot of different frequencies. Let's bring in our
Aches and pains release.
good. I was trying to remember the name of it. Aches and pains release. Let's also bring in the nerve and brain environmental harmony.
Really good. And I was seeing also the musculoskeletal system. So let's,
Good.
do we have a few of those? So, okay, let's bring in
Let's just bring in all three. Let's bring in all three of them: environmental, emotional,
and pathogen.
and pathogen. Good.
And seeing that sacred light infuser also infusing those into those parts of the body where you're holding pain. Or
Good. I love that.
Skeletal, muscular, joints.
Yeah, it feels like the infuser is working directly with the transfiguration device, really bringing in even more of a laser focus for that infuser. Let's also bring in Sacred Light Bone Deep Strength and Structure and Sacred Light Muscular Release and Power Reclamation. So from level 5.
This is
Also really working with the inflammation chamber.
Yes.
I'm going to bring in my fibromyalgia alignment. It has a lot of healing for pain. And even though we have the Sacred Light musculoskeletal system, I'm going to bring in my alignments for the skeletal system and the muscular system. So just really allowing this healing to come in to your physical body, to your nervous system, your muscular system, your skeletal system, all your joints and tendons, your nerves. I'm going to bring in the fascia alignment.
Good. The other one I'm seeing is the Daily Multi RX, and this is clearing allergies to vitamins. And it has a lot of layers of belief work and kind of instructions to really help you to harmonize in a, where you need it with the light that you are, the light that we all are, which is very represented by vitamins. Vitamins are light. I mean, I guess everything really is light, but there's such a great representation of the light that we are, the light that's in all living things. And so often we have deficiencies in those vitamins, and because people are allergic to them. And so this is clearing the allergies, and it's helping you to absorb those more effectively. And there's also just that little boost with those really incredible light frequencies that are that the vitamins are basically. So just letting that
Beautiful.
come in. Yeah, and it feels like Sacred Light Infused, just really allowing that technology to support you and bringing those the components of this healing tool, Daily Multi RX, into the parts of you that need it the most. Maybe the places that feel the most deficient is what I'm hearing. So let's bring that in. This is a lot of healing, you guys. So one of the other things that these technologies do, and especially those healing chambers as well, is plus we're working within the container that we set up together on day one here. Everything that we're doing, we're really connecting into that. Is they really help us to kind of step down the energy of what we're receiving in a way that we can sort of digest it, right? Integrate and process it to so that we can handle it better, right? Basically. And so that we can receive it in kind of the most prioritized or optimal way for us, because there's a lot that's coming in here. And you're definitely going to want to repeat this one. There's a lot of layers here, so much being offered to you.
Yeah, this is a lot of healing. How are you guys feeling? Cheryl says very powerful energy, having a hard time staying awake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not surprising. Yeah, so
good.
Cheryl, yeah, we're working, the tools that are already at work are going to be helpful with increasing synovial fluids in the joints, where there's issues there.
let's pick a couple more either themes or comments here before we both have to hop off at a certain time. We're going to come back and do this next week. So watch for this. So quite a few people are asking for help with finances. I've seen about 5 or 6 comments for that. So let's just work with all of the technologies that are already activated.
Well, and that's a really perfect thing to continue with here as working with the bounty, right? Aligning with the
Yes.
bounty of the
And
universe.
survival.
So it's really perfect way to kind of wrap up and finish up what we're doing together today.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring in my wealth code symbol. I had my cards out here, but I don't have them. I wanted to show the wealth codes symbol so you could visualize it. But just allow this technology to come into your field and spin counterclockwise. This technology works for both clearing and activating. We're going to work with it for clearing now. And then let's go ahead and use the new tool that we just wrapped up and created, pulling all of everything that we did in day one in our masterclass, and run it through all of these technologies. So really working on clearing those survival patterns that we're stuck in, really with the intention to clear financial survival patterns. I'm also going to bring in a few alignments here. I have a lot of alignments that focus on wealth and abundance. I've done a lot of classes around wealth. So I want to bring in my money trauma release alignment. I also have an alignment called money. I want to bring that in. It clears a lot of religious programming. And then I have a whole series of 14 alignments that are unwinding different financial patterns, struggle to survive, fear of responsibility and accountability, shame around money. There's 14 of those. I'm going to bring that whole series in and run all of those through all of the technologies that are working. And I feel like you have something
I do.
to add in here. Okay, good.
Yeah. So I'm going to run healing your relationship with money. And this is doing a lot of different things. One of them, though, that's really core is clearing allergies to money. Yes, we can be allergic to any frequency, anything that we are in relationship with, which is everything and everyone. So if we're allergic to money, we're going to have that resistance, right? We're going to have issues receiving it or being open for that. So I'm going to run that. And then I'm also hearing to run another, this is a part of a series. There's two here. So this is called, it's part of a series. I can't think of the title of the series at this moment, but the tools are jumping out at me as giving and receiving in balance. And um, and there's one that's specifically about money, receiving money in balance too, or giving and receiving. I'll have to look at that, but I know the energy. I created it. So I'm gonna just send that in here. I don't have these lists all in front of me. We have so many tools across the modalities. So I'm just gonna bring both of these in here and combine them with everything else that Alicia's brought in, that's running here, creating a really powerful cocktail of tools to go deep into these parts of you that hold money wounds, really. Um, Resistance around money. Divine Love and Light, Creator, change it. And really just, I'm seeing to bring in Sacred Light, Unravel and Disconnect. But really, first and foremost, saying that unravel. This is a new technology, and to unravel that lack story, right? That anywhere that you just hold that poverty consciousness, lack consciousness, the unravel is so good at taking the cord, taking the threads and kind of unwinding them through timelines, experiences to those original sort of seed points of where these issues or patterns began, and kind of pulling all of that out. So it's allowing this technology and the other technologies that are working for you as well to unravel and disconnect those frequencies, those the belief systems, connected emotions, and trauma. Okay, good. Anything
That
else?
feels really powerful.
Yeah, yeah, this is good. And this is so fun. We love doing this.
Let's finish that up with bringing in Bounty of the Universe.
Oh, love it. That's going to be able to anchor in
Really
really deeply now.
connecting everybody in with that Bounty of the Universe. And let's anchor all of this in with Sacred Light flows. My love and light, creator, change up. Good. How are you guys all feeling? So this was just a quick little about 30-minute hot seat type of experience. Just to give you guys a taste and an experience with how these technologies work with all of your other tools. So they can work on their own, but you can combine them with anything. Gucci.
I know, I just laugh at that.
You can, we're using our tools obviously, but you can combine them with other tools that you may have that are not ours as well. So
And
you can see, begin to see maybe even more of the possibilities of these technologies.
yeah, and
Eyes and nose running, that happens a lot for me when I'm clearing.
me too. That's why I'm always,
Yep.
And then also, Mimi, I'm seeing just you're going to want to repeat this. There's just so much that's here, and your body's going, yep. I hear your body, mind, spirit, right? Is going, yes, I need all of this, right? But you can only process so much at a time. So it's going to continue to process. It's anchored in for you. And then please do repeat it also. So we will send this out as a replay, but it is also streaming on YouTube. So it's there for you too.
You
It's
can go
also
find it
streaming
right away.
on our page, our Facebook
Hmm.
page.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's also on our Facebook page.
Co-Creating Miracles Facebook page. So
The page, not the group. We can't stream in groups, unfortunately, anymore. So yeah, so go and repeat this. And then we're going to come back and do this again next week. We'll let you guys know what day. So watch your email and watch wherever you get information from us. This is fun for us. We could sit here and do this all day, I think, but both of us have places that we need to be this afternoon. So watch for an announcement coming. We'll do this again one day next week as we prepare to, we're leaving on Saturday, a week and 2 days for Shasta.
don't freak me
So if
out.
you,
I have a
I
lot to do.
know, oh my gosh, yes. And I don't even have any furniture, any of my stuff yet. So it's going to be an interesting journey, but we're excited about it. So that also means for you guys, the time is drawing near to um, the close of registration for these classes, these virtual classes. Level 1 is happening the 18th and 19th. Level 2 is happening the 23rd and 24th. And we can't wait. We can't wait to see all of you who are joining us for the retreat, hug you in person.
I know, we're almost there. Good. So I think that brings us to a wrap. But yes, if this is something that's pulling you, calling you, you're loving it. Again, these are just glimpses. We can only kind of share so much in these short windows of time with you as to the potential, the possibilities, the magic. So if you're feeling that call, there's a reason. And please also, if you have a question about the course and you haven't got to ask it yet, since we do have to go here, or if you think of it after, you're watching this or watching the replay, email us at hello@cocreatingmiracle.com and we will answer those questions. So yeah, we're here to do that for you if you need it. And other than that, we'll see you next week. And we look forward to being with all of you that are joining us for class in Shasta soon, virtually and
Yay. All right, everyone. Bye for now and see you next time.